Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Just Booling. Joining me is Rico and Wonder. How y'all doing?
What up? What
What's
up?
up? Doing good.
It's gonna be a fairly fairly easy episode. We all went and saw Captain America: Brave New Worlds, and I assume we all have thoughts.
Oh yeah.
We actually powered through. Um, I say powered through like it was a bad thing, but we watched Captain America: Winter Soldier prior to, and then we did power through 6 episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier prior to seeing it for the second time, and did give me a lot of context, but at the same time did shed a lot of light on the differences in production and writing. I feel, mostly Sam, putting in work in the movie, not so much in the show. We'll,
Yes,
we'll
sir.
we'll get that, but I feel like I want to. We're gonna start with Wonder today.
Mm.
Actually, I think we should end with him only because I know he's got some good stuff to
Okay,
say.
okay, okay. All right.
Because I know he's got. I can tell he's got some good stuff to say. Probably better than what I have to say. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying you'll be able to explain a little better than I probably will. So
All right. I'll do it. So I'll go first then.
okay.
All right. So for those of you guys don't know, Captain America was formerly Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers was given the super serum and became a super soldier defending America throughout the 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever. He's old too, also.
Mhm.
Um, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Steve Rogers gets, how does he get old again? He goes back in time,
I
right?
think
Yeah.
he got old naturally, but he did it
He went.
in an alternate timeline when he was returning the Infinity Stones. He just
Yep.
stayed in whatever one.
He stayed until Carter died, right?
Yes, sir. He
Yeah,
got
so
Okay.
older.
he got old naturally, but obviously in Endgame, it was only a few seconds for them, but it would had been probably 60, 70 years for him. So yeah,
Okay. So the Captain America, Steve Rogers, Chris Evans, he passes the shield on to Sam Wilson, who reluctantly take it. He has this is a little backstory for those who haven't watched the show. In Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Sam has a lot of crisis when it comes to being Captain America. If he's worthy enough, if he should,
oh, it's
does he
more than
even
that.
want to? Yeah, yes, being black and being Captain
Hmm.
America,
There you go.
um, being powerless and being Captain America, no powers, just a suit and stuff like that. He asked multiple times about not multiple, not like 2 or 3 times about should he take the super serum if he had a chance and stuff like that. Um, for the movie, I realized I didn't know a lot about Thaddeus Ross that I knew. Like
Good
I
old
wasn't
Thunderbolt.
I wasn't aware of like him like getting the Avengers. Like when did the event he shut the Avengers down?
That was Civil War because they that was the whole point of Civil War. So remember at the beginning of that movie, Wanda or they're
You
in
can recap it because I haven't seen it, but I'll still watch it. It's on my list.
blasphemy,
I
blasphemy.
know.
I think well, one Captain America has the best trilogy in those phases of
Yes,
Marvel.
he does.
Pre Endgame, he has the
Are we
best
at? Oh,
trilogy.
that's actually the next one up. Then
What's that?
Civil War would be.
Oh, okay. So just to recap, there's nothing really in there to spoil. I don't
Yeah.
think
Okay.
it's just so the beginning of the movie starts with them. So this is post um, Ultron.
Mhm.
So Wanda's on the team. So it's a team of Wanda, Cap, Black Widow, and Sam. They got some intel that some kind of chemical, whatever, is getting stolen. So they're there. And it turns out it's Crossbones, which is the guy from Winter Soldier.
Grelo. It was
Grillo,
said. It was
him
a
and
person.
Sam fought briefly in that before the building fell on him. So he's still alive. He's going to get this chemical. In the midst of that fight, um, Captain America and Crossbones, they get into a one-on-one. Crossbones mentions Bucky, and Steve kind of hesitates, and then Crossbones has a bomb on him. He triggers it. Wanda stops it with like a force field, but in the midst of that, she lifts him up, ends up blowing up a building with civilians in it. So the result of that, well, not just that, that was like the straw. So basically, the UN equivalent in that universe, I forgot. I think it is a UN. I'm not sure. So they decide, like, look, y'all avenging us, but y'all fuck shit up in the process of that. So because of that, they come up with the Sokovia Accords. Now, this is loosely based on the Civil War comic.
Isn't this also how Zemo's wife and child get messed up?
Well, that was in Ultron. So Zemo, yeah, Zemo's wife and child gets killed in that, and it's like 2 or 3 plots going on in this movie. Now that I think about it, yeah. So because of Wanda doing that, it wasn't her, fault. She was trying to stop the bomb, but in the midst of that, she ended up killing some civilians. So the whole UN, there's like, we need to put the Avengers in check. They're too damn powerful. So they come up with the Sokovia Accords, which basically says you don't go nowhere unless we tell you to go. And even if you want to go somewhere, you ain't going. And if not, we're going to arrest you. So that's what splits up the Avengers. You got Tony or Iron Man on one side. He's for the Accords because a lot of the shit is really his fault. Ultron was his fault.
So it's his way of taking amends.
Right. That's exactly. It's kind of him feeling guilty for a lot of the stuff he's done. So he's for the Accords. Steve, on the other hand, is against them because he's like, what if there's somewhere we need to go, they won't let us? And what if we don't want to go somewhere, they make us go? So that's where he's at. And he's basically like, yes, we are powerful, but we are in control of ourselves. So that's where Steve's at. And so the whole movie is that. And then the Winter Soldier kind of comes back into it because at the end of, which one was it? Oh, Winter Soldier, the movie, he kind of starts getting his memory back. So he starts getting his memory back, and Steve's like, I got to find him. And then this is where Black Panther kind of comes into the play. They're at the UN, they're finalizing this Accords, and all of a sudden a bomb goes off, ends up killing T'Challa's dad, which is T'Chaka.
King T'Chaka.
Yeah, King T'Chaka. He gets killed. So everybody thinks it's Bucky because there's a little grainy Bigfoot video of him walking away from the van that exploded. So everybody thinks it's Bucky. So everybody's after him.
Bigfoot video.
It was like a grainy shit.
When you said that, I was like, okay, they didn't see shit.
You're right. Yeah, exactly. It was a grainy, like even in the movie, it's like
they did a good job with that.
Right. And it's barely like you could barely see if it's him. So, and this is where the conflict happens. That, that's Steve Rogers' boy. That's the only connection he has to his past, And
then
so he's like, you're right. And then Tony's like, he's a criminal. So that's where they split up. And so Civil War, you got people who takes different sides. So on Cap's side, it's obviously he ends up finding Bucky. So it's Bucky, Scarlet Witch, because she feels guilty about what she did, but Tony locks her up, quote unquote, locks her up because basically for her own safety, they don't want anybody to come and arrest her. So she's on Cap's side, and then Hawkeye comes in. He's not really part of it. He's just kind of helping. Ant-Man comes in, and then on Tony Stark's side is Widow because she's for the Accords as well. Tony, and then Rhodey because Rhodey is Iron Man's friend, and the introduction of Spider-Man. So that's how those sides break up. So, and Sam's on Cap's side as well. I forgot what the original question was, where I was going with that.
No, it was. I asked you about the Thaddeus.
Yeah, right. So okay, sorry. So Thaddeus is in charge. He's basically in charge of the Accords. He is pretty much the
was
the
that Harrison
leader.
Ford too?
No, it was oh my God, what's his name? Oh shit, he died right before it. He died like shortly after that movie. I can't remember his name now.
I'll find out.
Yeah, that's disrespectful. But he basically he drafted the Accords and presented it to the Avengers. Is like, look, if y'all sign this, cool. If you don't sign this, you're criminals. We're gonna arrest you. Yeah, William Hurt. That's right. I can't believe I forgot his name. But yeah, he died shortly. I won't say shortly, but he died after that movie, which is why they ended up recasting him. but he has been in the movie since the Hulk with the previous Hulk before it was Mark Ruffalo.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's where he comes in, but he pretty much treats Captain America like a criminal the entire from that movie on up until shit Endgame, really. They were because after Civil War, they're like he gets Bucky, and pretty much they go on the run.
That's
so
when they
it's
jump Iron Man, right? That's that's what I was
Yo, they
excited to see when we watched
yeah,
Civil War. I
that
thought they were going to jump him then.
During
yeah,
during
go
Civil
ahead.
War, Tony starts digging, and he finds out that Bucky
Yeah.
is the one that killed his parents.
Yeah,
And then they
yeah.
jump.
The jumping part comes later, but I mean, Iron Man don't go down like no bitch though.
Okay.
He was handling them, but they did jump the shit out of him in that. It is kind of a well-deserved jumping because he did do a lot of shit prior to, and I think
it sounded like he was doing some fuck shit, locking people up and
right, and exactly, and that's what the movie's kind of about. And then Tony kind of realizes he's wrong, and then the whole parent thing happens, and then they jump the shit out of him. But I think it's what I like about that movie is that even though Tony and Steve are on the same team, they're co-workers. They are not friends. Because if you think the first Avengers, they was beefing from the jump. When shit popped off, they worked together fine. They was teaming up, doing moves and shit. But at the end of the day,
you came from a bottle.
Right, exactly. And then Steve's like, put on the suit. I was like, he want to fight you with the suit on. That's crazy. If somebody said that to me, I'm like, man, you got it.
Is that what he said? Civil War, put on the suit?
No,
Yeah.
he said that in Avengers. No, he said that in the first Avengers when they were arguing in that room.
Damn, I need to go back and watch these movies.
Yeah,
Brother.
man. I watch them yearly. I watch a few of them yearly. I'll watch at least all the Avengers yearly, like throughout the year. I just watch those, but they're just good movies. They say Marvel don't move like that no more, and it's kind of true.
Man, DC coming up with that's another episode.
Yeah, but yeah, Civil War is good. We definitely need to watch that. So
okay, I'll be down. I'll be down for that. So I appreciate. Yeah. So all right. So from that movie is where he comes in having disbanded the Avengers. He's all about we need to stick together. He becomes president. Just to recap, the Brave New World. Thaddeus Ross is now not captain. He's now president of the United States. He initially tasked Captain America and the new Falcon, Torres. I like Torres. I
do too. Yeah, he is cool. Yeah.
Wonder what do you think about Torres?
No, I fuck with Torres.
Okay. So we fuck with Torres.
Real quick before you go on. So when Thunderbolt Ross, he asked Sam to restart the Avengers. The reason why Sam looked at him crazy is because he essentially broke up the Avengers. So Sam was like, why you want to put them together? You're the one that broke us apart. Like that's weird. So that's why that's why it's weird that he even asked that.
So I saw a post somewhere and someone said, if you want to understand Captain America Brave New World, you got to watch these 3 movies, these 2 shows. This What If.
You don't need all that. Yeah, you don't need all that.
So, okay. So, okay. We'll get to the Avengers part. So that's I think that actually coincides with everything. He sends the Falcon and Captain America. Put some respect on his name. Captain America and the Falcon to retrieve what ends up being adamantium, brings it back, and invites him, Torres, and Isaiah Bradley, who's in the movie, to the White House for just to basically talk about adamantium in this treaty that they want to do with all the countries. That basically means that America didn't want them motherfuckers to have it without them having it. So they want to do a treaty. Music plays. A bunch of different people, including Isaiah Bradley, one of the not the original, the first Black Captain America, and puts respect on his name too. He pulls out a gun. They start shooting at the president and other people and stuff like that. All of that gets squashed. Prior to that, all that happening, that's when Ross asked him to restart the Avengers, and he did. And y'all got to see the movie. Y'all saw the movie. Y'all had to see the movie. Y'all listening to this episode because y'all know we spoil shit. But if y'all saw the way he looked at it, he did look at him crazy. That head jerks. That was a neck twist. And I know that scene took a lot because he's like, I got to get that right because
he
has to be.
He gave him that like, is you crazy? Like if he could have said that, he would have said that.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So they begin to investigate why Isaiah Bradley went after all these other people. They figure out, dude, what's it? Stearns.
Mm-hmm.
What's his villain name?
The leader.
He's the leader.
The leader. Wow. Okay, that's cool.
It's a Hulk villain.
So the leader, Jonathan Stearns, I think. He is it was affected by gamma radiation, blood.
Oh no. That's Tim Blake Nelson.
Yeah. No, he's talking about his name in the movie. His name in the movie was Stearns.
I thought you said something.
Jonathan, what? So he was a leader also?
No, so this. Now that I think about it, there are a few movies you do need to watch to get some of this stuff in the movie. So, The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton and Liv Tyler. That's technically the first movie in the MCU because that's the same Bruce Banner that's supposed to be Mark Ruffalo's character. It's technically the same person.
Okay.
In that movie, Edward Norton went to Samuel Stearns because he was just a regular doctor, like I don't know what kind of doctor, but he went to him to help him. He's like, can you help me either cure the Hulk or control it or something? So he went to him to help him. But in the process, something happens. I forget why, but Edward Norton turns into the Hulk in the lab. And when he's like breaking out, Stearns like falls on the ground. And he has this cut on his head. And at some point, the Hulk's blood drips into that cut. And
it's radiated.
The post, I think it might be a post credit or it might be in the movie. You see his head start kind of, I don't know the word, warble it, be a pulsing and shit. So yeah, and yeah, so that's basically his origin story. Yeah.
Okay. That crazy motherfucker.
He
turns out has been manipulating everything through flashes of light and songs and stuff like that in order to make almost everybody that.
Basically, Manchurian Candidate. Manchurian Candidate. If you've seen that,
that was a good movie. I have seen that. Make everyone who hears this music kill people. He even had a guard killed 4 of the 5 shooters to cover his tracks, and all this was done mostly because Ross promised him that when he became president, also unbeknownst to him, the leader had been basically his own little think tank, basically solving all his problems and creating shit for Thunderbolt Ross to pass off as his own in order to gain favor in order to eventually become president. And so he told him he was going to let him go when he becomes president. He realized that that's not going to happen. So he then started sending all these people. Oh, that's right. Oh, cool. So back and forth. We come to find out that instead of giving the dude heart pills, instead of leaving, I don't know why he trusted this dude at all. And never went and got these pills tested. Ever.
Like he never checked them. I didn't even think about that.
You got the whole fucking backing of the United States government behind your back. And you
I never thought about that.
Pills.
Y'all been reading my notes. Y'all been reading my shit.
Okay. Nobody checked the pills at all.
Now you're gonna ruin
16 years.
Now you're gonna ruin it for me.
Golly. So he taking these pills and turns out that the leader had slowly been increasing the gamma radiation in these pills, and that's another thing. I don't know why the dude mouth didn't fucking rot out.
Yeah,
but that's why he had stomach ulcers and he was dying and shit, whatever. Yeah. But anyway, so he's taking these pills. It turns out that he has been getting dosed over time the exact same amount of gamma radiation that it takes to basically create a Hulk, and he sets all of these things in motion to basically stress the president the fuck out to the point that he had a news conference. They badgering him about the paperwork tracing the hiring of people stealing stuff that the United States wanted to save and act like they saved. It just made him look stupid in front of his people. And so he turns into the Hulk, goes on a rampage, and and ends up. I thought it was a pretty good fight scene between him and the Hulk. The Captain America got this new Wakandan suit with the vibranium kinetic energy technology, and so that was really cool. Obviously, ultimately, Sam saves the day, and they lock Thaddeus up, and then they tease at the last credits multiverse.
Yep.
When
the
they plan on not making another movie about shit. But so starting with me, and after that recap, I thought it was visually done great. I like the fact that Sam seemed more of a hero, or he fought better for me in this one. Not more of a hero.
Yes.
He's a hero, but he fought a lot better. And I'm not gonna still won this point because I know he's gonna make it. So I remind him when he's talking, but there was a varying difference between watching the show throughout the episodes based on who he fought, and then watching him go up against Red Hulk. You can be like, damn, how's that possible? It ain't been that long.
Yeah.
He only had that suit a couple months per storyline, so what's going on? But for me, Anthony Mackie as Falcon grew on me from Winter Soldier to the show to whatever, to the movie. I was not a big Anthony Mackie fan prior to this. I watched this movie, dealt with him, I don't avoid him, but I enjoyed him as Captain America. We get to choose a Captain America, and I guess he's gonna be mine. And so I'm honestly gonna give the movie a solid 8 for me.
Like it.
So yeah, Rico, you want to tell us how you felt about the movie, your points that you didn't like, and then ultimately how your score? We'll get a better rating system going. I think
I probably got to watch it again. I usually watch. I have to watch a couple things to probably get
see what you missed, and
exactly, and let it sit with you. But I really enjoyed it. I mean, there's really any movies I hate. There are stuff things I don't like, but comparing it to the show, I felt they were about on par to me. I do like Anthony Mackie in this role. Like you said, at first I wasn't a big fan. Like I didn't hate him or didn't dislike him or anything. It's just he wasn't in a lot of stuff that I watched. But I think since he's come on in the Winter Soldier as Falcon, like I have enjoyed watching him. I like how he fights because it's completely different from Cap, because Cap is a brawler. He's got the strength and the serum to back that back it up. I'm about to say back that ass up, but so he's got the strength. So Sam can't fight like that. He's almost, I'm sure, in his 40s-year-old man, so he can't be taking these hits and all that shit. So he has to have the gear to compensate for that. And so I really enjoy his fighting style. And especially what I do like about these movies, if you watch all the Captain America movies, his fighting style progresses throughout all those movies. In the first one, it's the 20s or whatever, the 20s. So he fights come here, see, fisticuffs and all that shit. Like John Wayne. Winter Soldier, you can see Shield's been training him. That intro where he raised that boat is probably some of the best hand-to-hand shit I've seen with that.
Yeah.
Civil War, I mean, he goes toe-to-toe with T'Challa, Iron Man, Spider-Man, and handles them all. So he's a fighter. And now,
okay, that's gotta be what we watch next.
Right. And so Sam, he's always been, he'll fight occasionally. Most of the time he's shooting people. But I like that.
That's crazy.
What? Like he don't have those guns. He don't have those guns anymore. Yeah.
Yeah,
I asked about those.
Yeah, because he had them in Winter Soldier. He had those two guns, and they kind of popped out his wrist, whatever.
Yeah.
Second one, I think he'll bring out the guns if he's fighting like in Endgame, where he's fighting aliens and shit. He'll bring out the guns, but in this,
you can't shoot people.
Right, you can't really shoot people, even though they're all soldiers. They've all killed, so it ain't like Batman where they don't kill. They're all soldiers. And so with Sam, you can't. He's not Captain America. He don't have that super soldier serum, so he can't fight like that. So he has the wings, the shield, the drones. Like outside of Tony, I don't think Tony has more.
I like Red
the only
Wing a
person.
lot.
Yeah, and in the comics, it's an actual bird. So I guess they didn't want to do that because you can't
they
have
stayed away from the whole telepathic link and everything.
Right? Yeah, because he can telepathically because that bird would have got slapped down hundreds of times. So and now you got
Listen,
now you got PETA. You got PETA on your ass.
I remember when Red Hulk hit one of them things.
Yeah, he hit them both.
If that would have been a bird, them fellas.
Yeah. Yep, that would have been a wrap on them birds. But so I enjoy I enjoy his fighting style. I like his chemistry with Joaquin. They actually look like they would be friends in real life, and that they've been training and all that in real life, which even in Winter Soldier or Falcon and Winter Soldier, even though they had a brief interaction, you could still tell they would be right. Great relationship. Exactly. So I like that. I like the plot because it reminds me what I liked about Winter Soldier is because I like spy thrillers. So I enjoy that kind of stuff. And this kind of I think Winter Soldiers did it a little better with the whole, Hydra in this, but Hydra's like a large thing. So of course that's going to be better than this, but they still tried to do the spy thriller, like who can we trust? You were going off grid, because essentially Captain America did it in Winter Soldier. He went off grid with Black Widow trying to find out stuff. And so they had to do that in this too. So I enjoyed that a lot. So Harrison Ford was good. He was just grumpy ass Harrison Ford. So he played.
I thought he was
going
to die when he got off that bike on that plane.
He probably.
He sounded
his
like
ass was like he was dying. Right. It took him like 15 minutes to get back to normal. But what I didn't know about Thunderbolt is like he probably did some heinous shit that we didn't see off screen, enough to where I think his daughter not liking him is because he sent the army off after the Hulk in that movie. So so that's why she didn't really talk to him. But the way the world talks about him, like he did some heinous shit, and so
he still got elected.
Right, yeah, exactly. But now the leader helped him get that though. That's why he got elected. So ain't far from the real world. But anyways, I ain't
what I say when art mirrors.
Life imitates art. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's exactly. Yep. And speaking of that, I don't do politics, but I will just say this movie changed a lot from what it was originally supposed to be. I don't know if you knew about.
God. Thank you for mentioning that.
I don't want to steal your points if you got those. Wonder.
No, I didn't. I specifically didn't talk about any of those.
But I'm curious. Yeah, we obviously we ain't talking about politics, like we ain't going deep, but
right.
It's different. Yeah.
So just the ones that I know off the top of my head. The movie originally was called New World Order.
Yep. Yes, sir.
So I'm not sure if this what changed it, but I think around the time the Palestine thing kicked off is when they changed it. So that's one thing. There was a bunch of scenes changed. So the Black Widow or the widow that was in there, her character is originally an Israeli superhero.
Yes, sir.
So I don't remember the name of the superhero. I don't know anything about that character. They were gonna that's it. They were gonna introduce her as that superhero character in this movie. But like I said, the whole Israel Palestine thing had kicked off. So they had to.
What about that too?
They toned it down to her being just a regular widow.
Exactly. Like I don't think she was supposed to be a widow. They probably just like she's a widow now, So that way they could avoid that whole thing. I think they changed the assassination scene because old boy got shot at.
Yeah.
So I think that had influenced a lot. Like a bunch of shit happened in the real world that this movie was like, ooh, yeah, if we put this out, we gonna catch a bunch of shit. So there was a lot of reshoots, they say the budget's 180, but I don't believe that. It's probably like 300 with reshoots and all that shit. So yeah, this movie, unfortunately, was kind of destined to fail because of all that shit. But I think after all that, it still, to me at least, was a coherent movie, and I enjoyed it. So that's my thoughts. I think I give it an 8 as well. And I got to give it like that's just my initial rating. I give it a second watch.
That
And
word.
yeah,
Oh, wow. It's
as
January
of right
20th.
now, an 8. Unless you do some recaps later on at the end of the year, maybe I'll have different thoughts. But right now it's 8.
We might do a tier list later on.
That's cool. Yeah.
Man, yeah, dude, I think it'd be fun to have a tier list. That'd be dope.
Yep. So yeah, that's me.
Mackie. So okay, 8 and 8. In January 2025, Mackie said he wanted to continue portraying Wilson for around 10 years. He was hopeful about making another Captain America film after his roles in the next 2 Avengers film, Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. What is Secret Wars about?
So there's 2 Secret Wars that
it can't be either ours unless they shoehorn some shit.
Because there's a Secret Wars where that Dr. Doom is involved in, I believe. Is that right, Wonder?
So would that be the case since they
that might
introduced
be
him
Doomsday
in,
then.
introducing
That
him
might be
in Doomsday?
Yeah. And then there's a Secret War. There's a Secret Wars where the only thing I can think of. Do you remember the last few episodes of the Spider-Man cartoon in the 90s?
That was the first time that was the first time I was introduced to it.
Yeah, so they take every hero, every villain, and bring them what's called Battle World, and the Beyonder, who's dressed like a armadillo or whatever he had on, and he takes every hero to this world to fight. And I think Superman. This is basically what Madam Web is training Spider-Man, training Spider-Man to do, is lead everybody on this battle world. So I think there's 2 different Secret Wars. I don't know if this is the one that
you might be thinking of Secret Invasion too.
Well, no, that's the one with the Skrulls. I'm aware of that one, but there is a Secret Wars, Secret Invasion, and then there's a Secret War without the S. Then there's a Secret Wars. Then there's Secret
Wars
Invasion.
is the Battle World.
Okay, so I think that's what they're doing. I'm not sure though.
Dude, that would be cool.
I think that's the only thing that can. That's the only thing that can compare to Endgame. Is doing something like that, but I don't know. Endgame had so much before it to build up to Endgame. I don't think we've had that.
No, because they've not taken the time to do proper justice to any of the characters.
Exactly.
And any of the ones that they could have done that to, they killed off or written into corners. So now they have to shill out money to get back people like Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't even know if they would let them reprise their same roles at this point.
For them to get people back, they probably would. Because I think Chris Evans is confirmed in either Doomsday or Secret Wars, one of them, if not both. I think he's confirmed in that.
That would go crazy.
Yeah. Now, is he going to be Captain America? I don't know. He just might be kind of like how Robert Downey is a different character, technically. But yeah. Because he is, old as shit. So who knows? Yeah, but Wonder
thoughts.
And so I'm gonna be upfront. Watching the movie again, I almost gave it a lower score.
Wow,
that's why I wanted to save you for last. I did.
Wow,
mostly because not nothing bad. I'll obviously all of my points still stand about what we were talking about earlier, Saint. But and it kind of made me sad a little bit too, because I realized watching the movie through again that all of the hearts and minds parts kind of lose a little bit of their luster that second time. It's like, damn, I really was just happy to be here. Like shit.
What you mean, like the
interpersonal bits of the movie? I call
oh yeah. Bits. You did make a point. You did say something during the movie, which I thought about later. It was when him and Bucky were having a conversation, and Bucky drops this fire ass line, and then they crack a joke, and you said, "Well, that ruined the moment." You did, and I thought about. I was like, "Yeah, that kind of did." They should have let it sit. That's a Marvel problem, though. So
they never let things marinate. Taika Waititi.
Oh my god! Yeah, he's worse. He's bad at that. Yeah,
they cannot let a moment stand. They things be like, especially if a moment is like in any way like manly or masculine, or like if it's a hell yeah moment, somebody has gotta crack a joke in it to break it up. We gotta break up all that dude stuff you're doing. We gotta stop all that. But yeah, I gotta say I'm kind of sad about that, because originally going in, that was one of the strongest points of this movie, was the interaction between Cap and Torres, which are still good. They're still good in the movie, but it's just like some of the other scenes kind of lose a bit of their luster. But I will say it is still strong. One of the strongest parts, the scenes where Sam and Torres are talking, the scenes with Isaiah, and the any speech that Sam gives, because they pay special attention, and props to the writers for that too. I mean, it's their job obviously, but they do pay special attention to make Sam sound and look good for these speech scenes. They set him up very nicely, and it conveys the message that they wanted to convey every time, and I love it. Props to them for the big set action pieces. The opening of that movie was amazing. I will say that.
When he landed with that shockwave.
Yeah, that was
cool.
I feel like, but as an old person, I'm like, ooh, his knees. That's what I thought. Like, he does a lot of landing.
Wait for it. Yeah, he's gonna wait to fall over.
I know he has the vibranium, but even still, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I was like, man, that's rough. But hey, everybody ain't able. But
true.
but no, that especially when he used the shockwave, that shit was the coolest. I believe that and the scene from Falcon and Winter Soldier when he pops old dude in the helicopter, like knocks him out. And also, if that wasn't a fucking a winged shield, stars and stripes from Capcom versus Marvel 2, brother. But yeah, so I like that. The action, I give it a solid B+. Like everything was golden. Like technically. So yeah, I give it a 6. I ain't gonna give it no lower. My problems with it, I said it on the last episode. I kind of wish they had never given Anthony Mackie this role. Not because I don't like him. I think he's a wonderful actor. I just don't think he's right for a leading man, because they won't let him. They don't want to let him. Not because he can't do it. I wholly believe he can do it. Because people kind of want to say the same thing about Brendan Fraser, because he doesn't seem to have that kind of presence. He's like goofy or whatever. But he pulled off Rick O'Connell.
True. When you say they won't let him be it,
the writers won't. The writers won't let him. Like,
gotcha.
As awesome as he does in that movie, and as awesome as he's supposed to be, why is this man always getting up off the ground? now, mind you, I'm not going off of nothing but evidence here, because there are multiple like peak human, not superhuman like Cap, but peak human combatants within the Avengers. One of my favorites being Hawkeye. Hawkeye is my number 2 favorite Avenger.
Me too. Yep.
And every time you see Clint on screen, whether he's getting his ass whooped or whether he's doing the ass whooping, Clint is in control. Clint knows what the fuck he's doing. Mind you, Sam has comparable amounts of training. Maybe not like SHIELD assassin training, but he has heavy combat experience. He would be arguably more graceful since he has to operate a wingsuit and has had to do so for years, both like off and on the ground, surface to air. So we're not even gonna talk about that. And the fact he's had to be in the same like physical vicinity as a lot of extra human threats. So why is it that whenever this dude is fighting regular people with crazy ass gear that he's always getting up off the ground. And he is always getting his wing smashed too.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that was gonna happen at least once.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We expected this point.
When it hadn't happened before the Hulk fight, I knew that's when it was gonna happen.
Right. Yeah. Because before that, he was just fighting regular people, so none of them can really do. And it's vibranium, so you can't just rip that shit out. You do need somebody like the Hulk to do that shit. So
yeah, but well, was that Saint? Remind me, was that Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or was that Captain America where he shot out the grappling hook and somebody caught it and then pulled him down? Was that
was Civil War? So it's happened a few times. So in Winter Soldier, the Winter Soldier shot a grappling hook at Sam's wings and ripped them shits out, then kicked them off the plane or kicked them off the helicarrier. It happened there. Did it happen in Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Falcon and Winter Soldier? Yeah, it did. It did.
It did? Okay, I couldn't remember.
No. Who? Yeah, they did because they fucked up the suit. Yes, they did.
That's right. Yeah, because that's when he gave it to Joaquin. That's right. Yep.
And then it happened again, and every time.
Mm-hmm.
Now I only know of one character in like nerd fandom that this happens to, and it's like a mark of pride and a trope, but it's also like a kind of like a poke at him too. Dante from Devil May Cry. In every Devil May Cry, Devil May Cry, it's not what he loses. He always gets impaled with his own sword.
Oh yeah, he does. That's true. He always, and then he just takes it out, but he always gets impaled with that big ass sword.
Hell, in Devil May Cry 1, whenever after he gets impaled the first time, the sword Alistair tries to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but that was just a funny thing that popped in my head. But yeah, I get tired of that. I get tired of that, especially when you want to make this guy the main character. You tell me you want him to be the main character. You're telling me you want me to take him more seriously than I was, because he's not a joke. He's not a jokey side character. He's not like, standing in the shadows. He's actively trying to get out of the shadows. Why do you keep trying to put me in his sidekick mindset?
So I have a counterpoint to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
To be fair, Iron Man does go through suits like underwear. He does, especially in Iron Man 3. He lost, I can't even count, but his suits are constantly getting fucked up as well.
You're right, but that's mostly because of the way Iron Man's villains are constructed.
That's true.
Every one of Iron Man's villains are against him versus like technology wise.
Right.
To the point where his villains kind of get annoying just because they're all like evil versions
of him. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
Wait, look, he said that to me one day, and then I started looking, and I was like,
and that's how he is in the comics. All they're just different versions of his suit.
Yeah. And it rings as lazy writing, or writing that it was too convoluted and things got left on the floor. Also, I like what you said earlier about how they're taken from Winter Soldier, because it feels like this movie is 3 different versions.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to play around with the political intrigue, but they won't dip their toe in there because it's Disney. So at that point it was 2024, so you have to be careful about the kind of politics you want to talk about.
Yep.
And the stuff you want to say. So they couldn't dip their toe too far into it, which was not the case when Winter Soldier came out.
Right, exactly.
Which also, if not for nothing, but if you stop using such pointed, political metaphors and just go for broad strokes when doing this kind of thing, you won't run into that kind of problem. But that's neither here nor there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's happened, so here we are. But it because it can't commit to anything, it can't be anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're left with a bunch of weird little tick marks and check boxes that don't really connect anything. Also, the fact that half the villains here and half the gadgets that Sam has are from other properties.
Shit, I would say all of them are.
Yeah, like you know what's crazy to me? Thinking about it now,
Hmm.
they destroyed 2 characters to give us Cap,
Who?
What was that?
Taskmaster, and the Incredible Hulk.
What did he get
How
from
so?
Taskmaster?
They took the idea of him from Taskmaster. Because you know in the comics, Taskmaster has the aim of Hawkeye, you know,
Hmm.
this kind of thing, that kind of thing, right? He can do he's every time you see him, he can do something crazy from one of the original popular Marvel characters
Hmm.
in some way. What Sam can do.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And how?
On
What
top,
about the Hulk? How did he destroy the Hulk?
they took all his villains.
Oh, okay, I'll give you that. Yeah. Yep, that's true.
They took all his fucking villains, bro.
Yep, that
They
is
took
true.
Thunderbolt, they took fucking the leader, like even took some of the Avengers. Because Zemo's an Avenger and a Black Widow.
No, Zemo's a Cap villain, I
Is
think,
he?
primarily. Yeah, I think he's a Cap villain primarily. I mean, he's Avengers as well, but I think he might primarily be Cap.
I don't know why I have this memory of seeing him on the cover fighting Black Widow, but that might be
Hey, who hasn't?
Eckert in general, because Eckert was known for doing that. They just put everything with everything. So they had DC and Marvel and everything else slapped in the front. But yeah, he has so many different villains in this thing and so many different powers, and it's like I don't know where the Cap is in all this. Like obviously, like the spirit of Cap is there, but like
Mhm.
I want to see Captain Falcon do Captain Falcon things. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I want to see Captain Falcon get. That was the biggest thing about Steve Rogers. And about Hawkeye and about Black Widow and all of them was the fact that they were their own heroes. And even though Cap is coming in with the shield, like he's obviously stepping into a newer role, like I want more him.
Mhm.
My biggest problem with Steve Rogers Cap that I feel like we didn't get a good enough send off with him. I would
Yeah.
like another movie with him just to see him in action one more time.
Mhm.
But for Sam, I'm my problem with him is like they won't never let him get up. They won't never let him like be awesome
Mhm.
until the a point where the plot needs him to be awesome. Because like I mentioned earlier, whenever you see Steve or Bucky, they're always unless it's Falcon the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show, they hold Bucky's something serious for that shit. There were times in that show where it was like, yeah, I was looking at the facts, I'm like,
He did say because we had just got done watching Captain America and Winter Soldier, so we watched Bucky go toe to toe with Captain America and basically whoop him a little bit until closer to the end, and then him and Falcon can't handle one inexperienced super soldier. That girl was tearing them up.
like mind you, like Bucky is trained by the U.S. Army,
Hydra,
Hydra, Steve Rogers himself,
condoms.
yeah, the Wakandans, all this. He's 110. He has been active for most of that time, unlike Cap, who was a capsicle for 70 years.
Mhm.
He had like regular updates and patches.
So you turn on your computer, do your Windows update, and shut it back
Like,
down.
so,
I like the way you said that. That's funny.
so yeah, tell me how this 4090 Intel, 13 core, like, new gen type shit is being beat out by a fresh off the presses
PlayStation Portal.
yeah, or a Dell workstation. Like, you not
Chromebook.
I don't care at this point. it might be an opinion, but it's opinion backed up by footage. Sorry, not some of them desk. It's opinion backed up by footage, by their own archives. There's nothing you can say to get me to believe that it was anything other than plot armor that had him losing those fights.
Right.
And okay, you can say, well, Steve Rogers was holding back. Okay, at the end of Endgame, or not Endgame, Winter Soldier, when they're just fucking going at it, and the only thing Steve is doing not to kill him is not trying to hit killing blows. Come on now.
He had to choke him out, break his arm and choke him out.
Yeah.
He still broke his damn arm. And it didn't look bad either. That's the thing. It's not adding up. The problem I told Saint last night, the problem is when you have such a small focus, a small and narrow focus on what you want to change about the original properties, and you forget all the other small things. Those small things add up and bring down the production as a whole.
Got you.
All that being said, I did enjoy the movie. I enjoyed the product as it came, and as much as I hate to say it, he's grown on me too.
Who's that? Sam or Anthony
Sam.
Mackie?
Yeah, Anthony Mackie. Even though he perpetually looks like he knows something, bro.
I love that meme every time I see it. He's like, he knows some shit about you. He just won't say it.
He knows. He knows, and he's not gonna say it just because he's cool like that.
Right, exactly. He's like, I ain't gonna put you out in front of everybody.
That is exactly energy. Yes, bro.
But I heard some shit about you. That's basically what he does.
but yeah, I like that. I'm glad I watched the movie before I watched the TV show, because it would have improved my perception of it purely based on the amount of improvement that I see between Sam in the show versus Sam in the movies. I'd have been blinded by that instead of taking it at face value.
So y'all, I think Saint, you may have said it. What were your thoughts of the show versus the movie? You said something. I can't remember exactly what it was.
My thing for the show was the fact that in the show it seemed more like a training arc for him to finally pick up the mantle and become Captain America, because again, as Wanda said, they did water down characters that can hold their own. For example, you said it too. Sam is a trained soldier. He's killed people before in duty and stuff like that. As a superhero, he goes all out on aliens and whatever, robots and stuff like that. But when it comes to the humans, it's like he holds back entirely too much, because they were beating. They can't tell me that suit ain't got nothing but vibranium things and.
No, that's a regular suit in that show, though. He didn't have the vibranium yet.
Suit, but you can't tell me that suit ain't got. Oh, dude, Joaquin was shooting them, zapping people and shooting them and electrocuting them and shit.
But that's because he's Bravestar, though.
No, not Joaquin. That's he was a Falcon.
You're talking about
Lamar.
Oh yeah. No, you're right. Where were the wristings? That was cool as fuck, by the way. I did forget to mention that.
So Falcon has all these gadgets and stuff like that. He wasn't using any of them. Like, for example, in the movie, he used Red Wing to zap those dudes when they were holding the priest hostage. But he ain't used Red Wing to that capacity when it came to anybody else. Like, I feel like being super soldiers, but inexperienced, he could have gotten them with better fighting techniques, to be honest. Because he did his best to not take any hits, because obviously those hits will mean something different when it comes to him. But he knows how to slice and knows how to do whatever, and knows how. And my favorite thing I think ever was the shield thrust thing he did.
Oh yeah.
it's shit like that. Like he knows how to do stuff like that, but it just seemed like for the story, those super soldiers had so much plot armor because again, they went up to, fully updated Bucky. He's chilling down in regular life, haircut, ready, and maybe that's it. Maybe therapy got Bucky soft, and so that's why he couldn't hold his own or something. But again, Bucky alone could have been able to literally if not kill, lay some of them down for real. Metal armor alone,
right?
We say this all the time. We watch Winter Soldier, and
Black Widow,
and y'all see anyone, y'all see the way that damn shield hit people.
Yeah, that shield is what it needs to be at the time. I feel like sometimes it could cut a head off, and sometimes it's like
I was actually telling Saint this.
Yeah.
Because he asked me specifically when we watched the movie for the first time. He was like, I thought that shield was razor sharp. I was like, no, it's not. The reason at least in the comics originally that it bounced, and the reason it could cut things off is because Cap regulated his strength and had crazy geospatial awareness, like Cyclops, so he could bounce the shit because he was calculating the angles in his head every time he threw the shit, and if he threw it hard enough, it would just cut shit off.
All I know, just the sound of it hitting some of those people, it felt like they ain't never getting up again.
If it didn't break, I feel like it would break. I mean, to me, you can't really tell how heavy it is.
Yeah.
Cap, you can't really tell how heavy it is.
You can hear that motherfucker though.
I ain't gonna I'll tell y'all one thing. The first time I threw that shit and it bounced back at me. If it didn't hit me and knock me out, me trying to put my fucking hand in those straps, I would break my fucking wrist.
Do you remember in the show? Remember when he was practicing bouncing off a tree? And I remember he caught it one time. That shit came fast.
Yes,
and he was like, oh shit! How the fuck Cap do this?
I'm like, how you get through both of those loops?
My thing is, they cut it off too. But I had to check myself because I caught I was triggered a little bit as a black child because he threw that shield and it came straight back at him. He ducked, and I remember once again with the powers of a black child that the house was right behind him.
Don't throw nothing against that side of the house.
If he missed it, it was somebody come out there and beat his ass.
Brother, when I tell you, I was traumatized and afraid for Sam Wilson because I knew his mama was coming out of there.
Yeah, that's funny.
I knew she was coming out of there with that shield in her hand.
What y'all doing out there?
Whoop his ass with it.
What y'all doing out there?
Yep.
I think I will need to watch a video on how the shield works because again, to me,
they probably changed it by now.
Yeah,
but also they go to my Sam thing. He's hitting people with this shield, and they going dong and they body flipping and shit. But but
it ain't hurting them. Yeah.
If that edge, regardless of the weight, if that edge hits you anywhere in the head, the neck, you're dead.
Yeah,
it's breaking your neck
area.
Right, exactly.
That's another thing because when U.S. Patriot, he's U.S. Patriot. Oh no, he ain't. Jonathan Walker, U.S. agent.
Yeah,
U.S. agent killed that dude. I was like, he chopping that motherfucker up.
Yeah, but I think because he was super soldier at that time, and I think the shield is blunt on the end, so because he did have to hack at him a couple times, but he did get and then at the same time, remember when. Oh, you haven't seen Civil War? Never mind. So I won't say that part. But that shield
right now.
Yeah, that shield is as sharp and as heavy as it needs to be for the scene.
Yeah.
And I think that shield does more in the comics. I think they toned it down in the movies and stuff, but that shield is crazy in the comics.
Yeah.
So we can't deal with him cutting 8 heads off at once.
Right.
Also, I got to give them props. If nothing else, I did see it in the Thunderbolts. I think I saw it in the Sam did it in the movie, and I saw it Nope, that was the second trailer. So I saw it twice. This is twice now that they have done the Marvel versus Capcom thing where Cap deflects a fucking helicopter with the shield, and I love it.
Deflect? When do you deflect the helicopter?
So in Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think it's a drone that he throws, something like that, or is a drone or a helicopter. But he sticks his wings into the ground and his shield up in front of his face.
Oh yeah. That he did it in the movie. I remember now. He
And
anchored
then-
himself with his wings, and then
Yep. And then
that is
Bucky,
cool. I like when he does that. Yeah,
he doesn't use a shield. He uses like a his
arm,
his
right?
little arm, but he does it the same way that Cap did in the Marvel versus Capcom trailer. Because if you watch the trailer, you can see it very briefly. Cap will step in front of the helicopter and just tap the fucking the guardrail of the helicopter, and it tilts over him and it explodes behind him and shit. But I love that scene, and I love the fact that they did homage to that. Somebody there is a fan, and I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I feel about that. They'll just let my man get up. Stop telling me that he's gonna be the main character.
Do you think they're doing that because he's human though, compared to like Steve Rogers? Is that why they keep knocking him down, and that he get that's the message?
No,
you knock down, you get up, or something like that.
No, I think specifically they're doing it because they want him to push that message. Because every other normal human gets some kind.
Oh yeah, you did say that. Yeah, you did say that. I forgot.
You got Taskmaster, you got Black Widow, you got Clint, you got Kate. Like,
yeah,
everybody's got something, but you know,
because fucking ain't nobody putting Black Widow down unless you want to lay down.
That's
and
true.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this now. I'm gonna say this as another black man. Why is it always got to be that when all the powers are on the table, the black guy got to say
the black man can't. Right, the black man can't take it. Yep,
he got to bow out himself.
Yep.
I'm tired of that.
Does he eventually get discerned in the comics? Do you know?
I lost interest in him.
Oh, that's right. You said you didn't like that. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Let's find out.
I'm much more of an Isaiah Bradley and
I'll tell you what. I will say you do need to see Falcon and Winter Soldier before Isaiah Bradley's parts.
We watched it. Yeah,
I'm saying like everybody else, but I want a movie on him, based on him. Like there's a comic series based on him. I never read it, but I want a movie about him, or I should say a show, because I feel like, but that shit, I don't think Disney has the balls to do that, because that would be deep, and I want Ryan Coogler to do it.
Also, I just want to tap briefly on this. This is another one of those things that I noticed. It's 2025, y'all. We're gonna stop pretending that these 90-pound actors and actresses can throw around regularly sized thugs and henchmen. We're gonna stop that.
You talking about the widow in the movie?
Yeah, I'm not doing that. If
she's a widow though.
No, because if she'd have been what's her name, Scarlett Johansson size, I'd have been okay with that, because she
did flip the motherfuckers in that prison, man.
Yeah.
Look, that she looked like somebody's child. I'm not gonna repeat what I said, but because it was slightly rude. But Rico, specifically, you remember what I said?
Yeah, I remember what you said. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk about that offline.
Yeah. Okay.
What's that?
I was right, by the way. I was right.
About?
We will talk about it later.
Oh, what you said in the movie?
Yes, I was right.
Okay, you did. Okay. All right. I was looking it up too, so I was about to.
With that, then we'll go ahead. We appreciate y'all listening to. I forgot I named this Captain America NWA.
I saw that. I was laughing when I saw that.
That ain't gonna be the episode title because ain't nobody gonna listen to it.
Yeah. I was like, that is a good one. That's Isaiah Bradley. Captain America is.
You know what? I might
That's
keep
what
it,
his,
man.
yeah, that's what his show should be called.
Yes, because he was ornery the whole time.
Yep.
You know, if he wasn't Captain America, he would have told him to get off his fucking lawn. I promise.
Also,
Golly.
can we just stop and appreciate whoever had the balls to put the words "boy"? And
Yes,
son.
you said that. You said that to me. Yeah, because he did it twice. Yeah.
Oh, he called him boy and son. Yeah.
Yep. I was
That's
like,
what-
ooh. I said, ooh, disrespectful.
and like, I don't do this often, but if we want to, if we really want to go there, like, it wasn't a slip up. Like that man is old enough to have lived through
Right.
the connotations of that kind of speech,
Yeah.
and lives now in a time, obviously lives now in a time where like people would advise him against that. It was like,
Yeah. And
wow.
the way he said, you are not Steve Rogers, like, ooh, okay.
Oh, talking about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, that he was talking cold cash.
He said
Yeah.
that offer expired when he tried to kill him. Ooh, the fuck out of
Yeah.
here, man.
He didn't
And
wanna
not to
stay fit.
mention, they let fucking Sam Wilson walk all the way to fucking the president's emergency shelter bunker after he got assassinated, which is crazy. He got all the way to the back door.
He did.
They was waiting for him to try something so they could shoot him too.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been waiting to shoot your ass. Oh, one thing I did notice in the movie. So, y'all seen Winter Soldier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So remember at the first scene, he comes across Batroc, the Leaper, and Batroc starts talking shit. He's like, "I thought you were more than the shield." So he pops off his helmet and puts the shield up, and goes straight hands.
Man,
So they gave Sam a similar, except he didn't have a helmet. He had to take off his goggles. That big dude he was fighting in the church.
Ah,
at the beginning.
yeah.
So that's kind of a callback to that thing. Even though
I like that.
he got his ass whooped a little bit more than Steve did, but I think that was like a callback to that. So
I even enjoyed when it felt like that last, like I was like, when he finally did that last punch action, I was like, damn, I know you could have did that the whole time.
right, exactly.
Like
But
when
he
he
coulda-
finally knocked, I was like, that's all I said, you could have did the whole time. Why are you playing with that man?
Yeah, because he can't heal fast, so he's just taking these unneeded hits, and it's
Yeah.
gonna take him weeks to recover. And I will say one part I didn't like. I feel like his part was probably cut. Was Juan Carlo Esposito? I feel like he might as
Absolutely.
well not have been in the movie, but I
His
think it was probably a result of something being cut, because
his
that was
parts were, yeah.
completely wasted. Wasted him.
Oh yeah, like you could have went that whole bias. Like, he would have been fine at the buyer part and had been left alone.
Right.
Him popping out of somewhere and saying, "Oh, someone owed me some money that I didn't have before. Someone owed me that money now, so I'm gonna fight you in the streets." That's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
to
Blow
me.
up your nice truck. Like, damn.
That was
He's like,
that
I
was
ain't-
crazy to me. I
I-
see
he's
why
like,
he was hired to set up, but like I said, have him come back and do all that. Y'all filmed a bunch of extra scenes, and y'all obviously cut out a conversation when he talked to the leader.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
He
Yep.
really said, "I already talked to the buyer. He told me to be here."
Yep. So yeah, that sucks. This movie got hacked to shit. So
I also feel like that part of the movie should have been way early,
which one? Which part?
where he said like, I already talked to the buyer.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like that was probably like 30, 45 minutes later than it would have been in the original cut.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, it's that movie that definitely felt hacked a little bit. Like more than a little bit, a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I think it still came out better than
Than what it was originally going to be.
right. Exactly. Not I'm trying to think. There's other movies that probably got hacked to hell and.
Oh shit, the Justice League.
I was just thinking Justice League. Yep, it got hacked to hell and it wasn't even saving it. I take that back. The 4-hour cut is better. It's still not great, but it's better. So
Yeah.
4-hour
But-
cut of what?
Justice League. You ain't watched it?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
What?
it's on Max. Yeah, so this is Zack Snyder like there was a whole thing because he was filming it, and I think his daughter committed suicide during the
Daughter or
filming.
son.
So
Yeah.
yeah, one of those. So he stepped away, and that's when old the Fiend Joss Whedon came in and finished it.
Fuck.
That was
And
that's
basically took all his footage and cut it
all
down to
right.
the theater version.
So that was the theatrical cut that we saw. That was Joss Whedon's.
Okay.
Then all the fans, like them Zack Snyder fans, they are fucking crazy. They worse than like Beyonce fans, Taylor Swift
Yeah.
fans. So
We
they
ain't talking about y'all.
petitioned.
Please don't come after us, Beehive.
Yeah, I'm not saying bad. I'm just saying they crazy. They did. So they got together to like, we want to see Zack Snyder's cut, and this was what I forget how many. This was during COVID, I believe. So he got some money together, and I think Warner Brothers gave him some money, and he basically shot everything that he was going to shoot, and it was a 4-hour movie, and they put it on Max. And it's I guess the movie is a lot different. There's a lot of stuff he didn't need, but a lot of stuff they took out. So that whole family that was in Russia at the final battle, you could tell that was a Joss Whedon ad. They weren't even in the 4-hour cut. What else was there? The sky being red, that was a Joss Whedon thing for whatever reason.
Yeah.
There was Cyborg had a lot more to do. So that's another thing.
The pair.
Joss Whedon cut out the black guy.
Most of it. Like I'm trying to think. He has more scenes because he's struggling with being Cyborg. Like he, as you would, he was a star quarterback or whatever he was at high school
for that.
Right. And then he's struggling with being Cyborg and what is his life now. So there's more scenes with him. They did him dirty in that. So he has more to do. Like everybody has more to do. Like Wonder Woman has more stuff.
Which is
Cyborg.
That was the first time we ever got really to see beyond
and you
that,
cut
that
it.
one episode in the Teen Titans. And
yeah.
For what?
And you cut him. Right. Like I think out of all of them, he probably has the most interesting story just because everybody else has these powers, but for the most part, they're normal. They can live normal lives. He can't. He's walking, he is a computer,
He's a walking mother box now.
Right. So yeah, that 4-hour cut I had to watch that shit in like 2 nights though. But it is worth watching. I'll put it that way. So yeah.
No, never mind. I'm about to say we got Monster on this weekend, but we can definitely do this.
You talking about watching that 4-hour movie?
Yeah, like sometime.
I ain't gonna have 4 hours to dedicate to that for a while.
Right. We're gonna have to do some intermissions or something.
Yeah.
Watch an hour, go take a break, come back, watch an hour.
We'll watch an hour hunt.
Yeah, there you go. Watch an hour, go hunt a monster, come back.
You know what? We gotta watch Doomsday first. The animated movie.
The animated. Oh yeah, that's a good movie.
I want to do that thing that Darkseid does to Arkveld.
You talking about the one? Is it Justice League Doom where he beats the shit out of Green Lantern?
Yes.
Or the Parademons dude. That's my favorite part. He's like,
what
he
happened?
puts on that fist. It's a meme too. So I think this is so Justice League Doom is the first time, at least in those animated ones, that the Justice League comes together, right? And the first time they meet Doomsday, or I'm sorry, Darkseid.
Yep.
So Darkseid's sitting there, and he's got some of his parademons around there. Green Lantern, thinking he's hot shit, he's like, "I got him, y'all." So he makes a big fist. He flies right up the Darkseid. He swings, that fist breaks on Darkseid's face. Darkseid backhands him to the floor. Then all of a sudden, these parademons come from left and right. It stomps his ass out. It's the rest of the Justice League, like the Justice League, sitting there like, "Oh shit, that was."
It is so quick, bro.
It happened it was so random. Like they stomped his ass out. Like he owed them money the way they do it. You need to look. Yeah, you need to pull that up. That shit.
Right, I'm gonna pull it up.
Y'all don't know. Apocalypse is a suburb inside of Compton. It's a pocket dimension.
I would have said Detroit. No offense, Detroit, but
that shit is part of Chirac, bro.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. Yep.
That shit is on the south side.
This is the one.
It might be.
How do you figure? Well,
Yeah, that's it.
the water's on fire. What are they doing with them? Can't be sure.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah.
They're not killing anyone. They're harvesting them.
This isn't an isolated incident either. It's happening across the world.
We're too late. He's here. I am entropy. I am death. I am dark side.
Stand back and peep the light show. Green Lantern's got this.
Fight back! Fight back! They jumped his ass so fucking quick.
They were on top of
Hold
him
on.
immediately, bro.
Hold on. Listen, they had to be head. Listen, he got punched and they were already headed that way.
Yeah, they were on the way. They knew he was landing.
Look,
Get him!
Nah, Paradis that
Oh.
watch Jujutsu Kaisen is crazy work.
Yep, they jump jutsu his ass, man. That whole arc, like from that movie, and I forget how many movies are after it. I don't know if you've seen them all, but that is some of the best shit.
That
Justice
movie is
League
fucking
to me.
dope. But
Have you watched them all? Like that whole phase?
not all of them.
Uh-huh.
'Cause I've not watched like the Son of Batman. I didn't watch any of the
Not really those. I mean like the ones that involve like the whole League and Doomsday and stuff like that. Because is it Doomsday?
Batman Superman Apocalypse.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one is.
That was my favorite. Obviously Justice League Doomsday, Justice League Frontier. That one has my favorite Batman in it just because he's different and he's also fucking cold.
Which one
that's
is?
That's one where he gives that line to Martian Manhunter.
What is that?
Hold on, I'll pull it up and send the link.
Oh, I'm thinking. You know what? I'm thinking. I forgot. Justice League Doom is good because that's the one where all his contingency plans for the League get out. That's a good movie.
Well, they find out how he was going to take him out.
Right, exactly. Yep. And people use it against them. Yep. Let me see. Because there's different phases of these. I will say Under the Red Hood is probably my favorite.
Under the Red Hood is good.
That
Did you
movie
ever
is so
read that one?
I read it after that fucking movie came out because it was so damn good.
Okay, so you got shook then, because number one, that comic book is good, but number two, I wasn't expecting it to be so funny.
Oh, you talking about the comic?
Yes, Black Mask is fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
bro.
he is in the movie. He is in the movie too. He is funny.
Yeah, that scene
I'm
where
adding these movies to the list.
Oh yeah, Under the Red Hood. We definitely need to have a animated, like, because DC's animated are fucking top tier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Top tier compared to Marvel, which they don't really have many. So I'm gonna go through them all. Let me see.
Wow, Jensen Ackles was fucking Jason Todd.
Yes. So he was.
Bro.
So he after that movie came out, everybody was like, he needs to play Jason Todd, and he got too old. But he cosplayed it one year, and
we lost
whoever the fuck he got to make that costume. Like he had the red helmet, the clean ass leather jacket, the combat pants. That shit looked clean. But yeah, everybody wanted him to do that, and I think he voiced Batman in a few things too.
He did.
Yeah.
Saying I sent you that link, the Justice League Frontier Batman.
Yeah. So Under Red Hood, Justice League Doom is good. I didn't really like the Killing Joke. I read the comic. I just didn't like the movie that much.
Yeah, the movie wasn't that great.
Yeah.
I didn't watch any of the Gotham by Gaslight, but
I
I
didn't
did read
I didn't like
the
that
DC
either.
Elseworlds.
Yeah.
It wasn't what
This
good
is
for you?
3 minutes. Let's go ahead. I'm going to end this episode and we'll watch.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, we're going in.
Oh, no, yeah, wait. We appreciate y'all. That's what I love, man. We're just going on rants and shit. I
Yeah,
love
man.
it.
I honestly
Appreciate
forgot we
y'all
recorded.
listening. Yeah,
Yep.
listen, I ain't gonna be honest. So what I did, I'm looking at this thing and I was like, why this shit red? And I go and I look and I was like, oh shit, that shit's still recording. Because I was like, I know I said something maybe like 30 minutes ago, but I don't
Yeah,
think
that we were
in
in an episode, but yeah, exactly.
But we
yeah.
appreciate y'all listening. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. If you look in the description, you will see links to all of our stuff. Rico doesn't have anything yet, but we're going to get him something. And so please feel free to check out the links. Click those links. Check out Wonder's TikTok. and YouTube when that pops up, and Threadless. Check out the Twitch and the TikToks, and we appreciate y'all. And as always,
Don't forget to have fun.
take care.
Catchphrase. I don't have one yet.
We'll get you one. You just kind of make it up on your own.
Right.
All right. Later, everyone.
Later.
Peace.
All right.